Testing. Suck my fucking cock.
Suck my fucking cock.
All right, ready?
I think it's actually recording.
Cheers. Episode 01.
01 of Tell Me About It with Matt and Chris. Yes, we are
Sound
cracking
check.
a couple cold ones. Little
Sound levels
check,
are good.
Sound check. Looks good to me.
Already loosey-goosey.
Loosey-goosey.
All right, so it's been probably a wicked long time since we last saw each other. Do you know when it was or how long ago it was?
The last time I saw you, I believe, was October 29th of last year for my father's 60th birthday party.
Are you serious?
That was the last time I saw you. You never came
dude.
to the 4th of July party. And
Oh, right. But that was low key anyways. I don't remember. I think I don't know.
You had something going on.
I don't know.
It is what
But
it is.
either way, it feels like it was yesterday, just because thanks to the goddamn internet, we keep up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I know what you're doing. You know what I'm doing.
Thanks to the internet. It's why we can do what we're doing right now. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean?
So, we have been talking about doing something like this for over a year.
Well over a year by now.
You told me to start using YouTube. You told me you wanted to do a podcast. I told you should do it. And
Have you on it?
every like month or so you hit me up and you're like, dude, I want to make like a video or a podcast or something, and it's just like, all right, what do you want to do? So I don't know if I'm nervous or just excited, but I'm happy we finally pulled the trigger on it.
Yeah, I'm glad we did too.
All we had to do was make plans.
Make plans, make it happen. It really all started with me with watching that Cletus McFarlane YouTube channel, you know, like I see that dude do all that stuff with his vets and his cars and his this and that, and I mean, I'm 10 years older than him, so I see all that shit that he's doing. It's like, dude, I used to do that, and or I still do that. And I was like, you know what? I should probably make a YouTube channel. Then obviously I have Instagram as well, and people are like, oh yeah, you're the perfect guy for it. You're this, you're that. I don't think I am, but if I'm entertaining, then I try to entertain people.
Yeah, and
then,
I think that's the exact opposite point that I'm seeing is you see all these people that are creating stuff and you feel like you want to try and do the same thing. All I notice is the people that aren't making stuff that should. They either don't have the inclination or don't have the encouragement, but I don't see anything that any of my peers do that is interesting to me.
I think you should have been doing this a long time ago. I've told you that you're one of the funniest dudes I know. You know, like and the creativity and your mindset that you have is something that you can do to
Thank
get
you.
people's attentions.
But like I said, I think it's people either don't have the inclination or the encouragement. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I definitely needed another half to say, let's fucking do it. Let's pull the
do
trigger.
it, dude. You know what the biggest thing for me with the whole podcast thing is obviously we can put this on YouTube, we can do different things like that, but the part that really got me with the podcast is Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast is really what kind of intrigued me.
I don't listen to it, but I know about it.
Right. That's what intrigued me.
What turned me on was the YouTube, because I don't listen to podcasts, but I watch the YouTube videos of podcasts, and I can't imagine what it's actually like for people to like just listen to some of the stuff, because you know it's only 1/5 of your senses. You know what I mean? It's sometimes more entertaining for me to watch people talk about stuff than it is to listen to them talk about stuff.
Right, so having a visual versus an audio.
Exactly,
right?
Yeah. But that's what kind of got me into it, because here I am getting bored of what's on Netflix and YouTube and Amazon Prime and Hulu. So now I'm thinking to myself, all right, like let's try and find people that are basically just independent, trying to make their own stuff. And once you dig yourself into that hole, you end up finding some really cool shit.
Okay.
You know? But,
so you mentioned Hulu and Netflix and stuff, like, do you use that on a regular basis?
No, not anymore. But,
I use Netflix.
Are we done with the intro? We got that out of the way?
I think that's the intro.
We've basically, before we started this, talked about how we already have lists of things that we want to talk about, that we are both have interest in, and then stuff that we don't have interest in. Oh, that was a good one. So we can just start with what we've been watching. Netflix got boring for me. they just tried to make something for everybody, and it's all just diluted. You know, there is some stuff on Netflix that I do still like. Did you watch Stranger Things? Are you caught up on season 3?
Yes, I watched all the seasons of that.
What'd you think about season 3?
I liked it. I thought it was gory. I thought they stepped it up a little bit.
Dude, way more gory than the first 2 seasons.
Absolutely.
Those exploding rats. That was the first part where I was like, whoa, this isn't TV-14 anymore.
No.
Rate all 3 seasons.
Season 1, I think I give probably like an 8.5 to a 9.
No. Just compare them.
I think number 1 was...
Season 1 was the best.
Was the best, hands
Season
down.
2 was not good.
Not as good as for
Season
the first
3
one. Season
was
3,
way better.
Yeah, well, I'd say 1, 3, 2.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely on the same page with that one
sure.
then. You already finished Game of Thrones as well.
I did.
You pretty much were caught up with that. You watched it when everybody else did.
Yeah.
So, what did you think about the last 7-episode season? Was it worth your investment?
Nope, and I'm sure a lot of other people will say too. I mean, how many times you see some stupid petition online to get them to make a new one because people are so butthurt about the fact that,
Dude,
it didn't go how they wanted to go.
Find me somebody that was actually happy about the way that show ended.
Jamie Lannister when he got beat up at Comic-Con because...
Yes, I heard about that. He tried to defend it, and everybody said, no, fuck you. Everybody hates it. Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Stranger Things, Game of Thrones. Oh, Game of Thrones. I just saw, you know how a long time ago they released all those beers collaborating? Omegang was the company that collaborated to release Game of Thrones beers, right?
Well, they did a wine too.
This was mad long ago. Yeah, they also for the most recent season, single malt Scotch whiskeys. They released from the different regions of Scotland. They used the different regions of whatever the fuck the name of the place in Winterfell? Westeros. Yeah. So they used all the different regions for the different whiskeys, and they released that a year ago. You know what I mean? They still had the traction of what was good about the show.
Not really. So Westeros was the spot. So the 7 kingdoms, right?
Yeah, they made the whiskeys based off of the different kingdoms, the different regions of Scotland. So they were still riding the high before season 8, and I just saw that Johnny Walker released a new Game of Thrones style whiskey, and even though it's an advertisement, you can still comment on it on Instagram.
Yep.
All the comments are just bro, you think you might have missed the mark with this? It's a little too late. Now that you are advertising your product with a show that went down the fucking shitter. Nobody's going to want to drink your fucking Westeros brew because it's going to turn us into idiots.
Right.
Yeah.
And usually when I went to go buy beer at one of the local marts, they were selling some limited edition wine, and I remember being in line behind some fat bitch, and she was just like, "You guys are gonna order this," and the Indian guy behind the counter was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'll get it." And then 2 weeks later when I go in there, because this lady in front of me was such an asshole to this guy, he had all the wine. And I will put a large chunk of change on the fact that she never went back and bought any.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah. And then also, on a side note to the whole Game of Thrones beer thing, the Fender Guitar Company made these limited edition House Family guitars. So you could buy a Fender Strat or a Fender Telecaster for I don't even know what the price were, let's just say $2,000.
Dude, the last couple of years...
And they were custom made.
You can buy Game of Thrones toilet paper that you can wipe your ass with whatever kingdom you want. You know what I mean? Right. It's the same thing with Star Wars, They make fucking Star Wars everything.
At least people aren't disappointed with Star Wars like they are Game of Thrones, though.
Well, that's even a thing that you could argue, too. A lot of people hated The Last Jedi.
Dude, I'll be serious with you right now. I've never really watched Star Wars nor got into it.
Which is fine, but it's still big enough that you're aware of the cultural impact.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Those movies make mad money. Disney pumps a lot of money into the production of those movies.
Speaking of Disney, change the thought a little bit. How about those fuckers buying everything to where Netflix has to drop all these great Marvel series because Disney owns the right to them?
Smart.
It's smart, but like I hope they continue them.
Are you getting Disney Plus when it comes out this fall?
I might have to. I mean, I don't really know.
I'm into Star Wars, and they are making a Mandalorian series, some type of original. That's going to be popping. It's a smart move.
Okay.
Why would you keep taking royalties from Netflix when you can just start your own and get 100% of the profits? And Netflix, like I said, it's going down. It's all garbage nowadays. A lot of competitors are trying to come in now. NBC taking back The Office. They're going to start their own streaming service. You're going to have to pay them to watch The Office. Disney Plus taking all their stuff back. Disney owns Fox now. They have handfuls of content that you will pay for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Netflix is not top dog anymore, I don't think.
No. Remember Netflix when you had to mail away for the stuff and they'd mail it to you? You sent it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, I had Netflix when it was still a subscription service. It's funny that you actually bring this up because earlier today I was talking with a coworker. I asked him the same question, and I told him that back in the day when I had a Nintendo Wii, when they released Netflix for apps for all the platforms,
Yep.
it came out for the Wii, but the Wii's hardware was so bad that you couldn't, it probably didn't just have enough memory to actually download the Netflix app. So you had to contact Netflix and tell them that you had a Wii, and Netflix would send you a disc.
Like a dumbed down version?
It was just a Netflix disc, and you had to put that disc in your Wii to load up Netflix. You basically had to run the program off the disc because Wii didn't have like enough memory, you know?
Which is...
And that was probably 10 years ago.
Yeah, right. And
That's how, you know?
That's a weird thing to me because... I guess we're going to change the subject a little bit and talk about video game stuff. No?
I still have a bunch of stuff to talk about for TV.
Okay.
What hold that
I was
thought.
going to say was my thought on that is any system that I've always played with, it was Xbox, it was 64, it was PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, all the way up to where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Xbox and PS always released them and just released them. And then how many times are people like, oh my god, my stuff, it crapped the bed, it shit the bed, it burnt up, it did this. Nintendo would always push back their release dates because they didn't want it. You know, but then
Nintendo never followed that cycle.
Right, they never followed the cycle, but then you get somebody like you just said, Wii, you need to run a freaking Netflix disc on it to make it work.
Yeah, Nintendo's hardware was never
right.
Up to par with all the stuff, but we should get back to TV.
All right, we'll get back to TV. That was just a little side report.
Netflix stuff. Have you watched Mindhunter?
Nope.
It's a David Fincher produced Netflix series, and it is about two people from the FBI, I think.
Wait, they talk to serial killers?
Yes.
Yes, I've seen episodes, bits and pieces. Yes, the old lady did watch that.
So
yes,
that was really good.
A few of them.
I liked that. I was into all like the true crime stuff. I watched Making a Murderer. I watched the one about that like crazy lady that like convinced some dude to like rob a bank with a bomb collar on. Did you see that one?
I did not.
Happened in like 2003. There was like live news feed of this dude just fucking blowing up in the middle of the street. So
when I stream stuff, I stream more of the superhero / comic book kind of stuff.
Yep.
That's kind of what gets my attention. The more the action stuff. I'm not really a big fictional and wait, did I say that right? Fictional? Yeah, I said it right, I think.
Fiction's fake.
Okay, so non-fictional.
You mean like the documentary type
yeah,
stuff?
Documentary
Yeah.
Stuff,
So, well, you know,
I think
so
about that for a second.
Mindhunter is like the fictionalized version of these documentaries,
Correct.
you know, so it's a little bit easier to digest, but it's based off of real serial killers. So,
no, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Season 2 of Mindhunter is coming out August 16th, I believe. Today is August 1st, the date that we're recording this.
Mm-hmm. What happened? Well, here's a question for you. Since you have quite the knowledge on lots of things, tell me about what happened today.
Oh,
history.
Well, how convenient for you. I already wrote down a bunch of stuff
That
because
doesn't sound scripted or nothing.
I read the. Well, it's supposed to be. We'd sound like a bunch of fucking idiots if we didn't plan this out.
Well, we really didn't if you think about it.
I think we did a pretty good job.
I think you did a pretty good job. I'm just kind of here to wing it and chat with you.
Okay, movies. The movie Lost Boys. Kiefer Sutherland.
The OG one?
Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, 1985.
Yep.
Came out July 31st.
So it came out yesterday in 85.
Yes.
All right.
Raekwon from the Wu-Tang Clan. His solo album, his first album, Only Built for Cuban Links, came out 1995, August 1st. Game Boy was released in North America today in 1988.
So, in
30 years ago.
Right, so 1988, so that was 13 months exactly.
Yeah, I never played original Game Boy.
I still have mine.
What's the first Game Boy that you got?
I still have my original Game Boy, like the OG green screen Game Boy.
Did you buy it new, or did you get
got
it
it
at a
for
tag
Christmas
sale or something?
No, got it for Christmas one year when I was probably...
Too young to play it?
No, I was probably 5 maybe, so I probably got it in like 92,
Okay.
93.
First one I ever got was the clear purple Game Boy Color and Pokemon Blue. I was in 3rd grade.
I had the purple Game Boy Color because it was the last one they had, and I had Pokemon Blue to begin with, and then I switched to red.
Last thing that happened on today's date, just to spice it up a little bit, was the 1966 shooting from the Texas Bell Tower at the University of Texas. Charles Whitman kills 16 people and wounds 31 before being killed himself. Did you hear about that? That was like our parents. That was like their first mass shooting.
Did they make a movie about that called Higher Learning?
I don't know, probably.
I could be way off, but that reaches...
Sounds like a comedy.
I guess.
Who was the one that learned the lesson? Charles Whitman?
I don't know. It could be based off of that or something. I don't know. It's just ringing a bell.
Could be. We already cruised through my stuff for movies. Rest in peace, Rutger Hauer.
Yep.
Did you hear that guy died?
Yep.
Dude from Blade Runner. He was also in a shitty B movie called Hobo with a Shotgun. If you want to plot Hypnosis from that, it's just he's a hobo and he acquires a shotgun and goes out and does some vigilante justice and just fucking blows people away, and it was hilarious.
All right.
I'd recommend it if it's on Netflix or anything like that. Do you want to do... Seeing as how we already started talking about video games, do you want to just go to that? We'll do music after.
Yeah, I mean, so those, like, what did you stream? What have you been streaming lately?
What do you mean?
Are you watching anything currently?
King of the Hill.
That's what was on the TV when I came in. Yes.
So, when I was growing up, coming home from, like, high school, that was on UPN 38. If there's anybody that's listening that doesn't know who we are, we're from Western Massachusetts, Pioneer Valley.
Yep.
UPN 38 was the channel that turned into the WB.
Yep.
So, coming home from school, that's what I watched. I fucking hated it. Could not figure it out. Didn't know why it was funny. Needed to get to a certain age until it just clicked. And it's just the perfect comedy of an American male conservative and his family and him just trying to deal with the outside world. And it's just fucking hilarious. And it's Hulu has all the seasons. I don't watch it regularly. I don't do TV. I do more video games. But like when I just need, 20 minutes to kill while I'm waiting for my buddies to come over.
You watch King of the Hill?
Yeah, right.
I was never big on it, and you want to know my reason why? Because I was a Beavis and Butthead fan first.
Yes, I do want to know why.
That's
Mike
why.
Judge? So you like Mike Judge?
I like Mike Judge, and I like his humor, 100%.
You almost good with that one? You ready for a new one?
I got a new one right there, dude.
Well, I mean, I'm going to crack this.
Oh,
if you wanted to cheers it up again.
This is not even,
okay.
I'm not even halfway down this one. But,
Jeez. I'm thirsty.
Cheers. Bring back the old Matt. I think when I was younger and I used to watch Beavis and Butthead and like the way that the music videos were like included in it and shit, and I liked that a lot. And then when King of the Hill came out, when Beavis and Butthead stopped, I was just like, I guess you could say, bitter about it.
Yeah, you didn't like it as a replacement.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I feel you. I was never into Beavis and Butthead. I was never into any of Mike Judge's stuff really until. Did you see that movie Idiocracy?
I did not.
Came out like maybe 2006. Owen Wilson's brother. Do you know Luke Wilson, the dude with the brown hair.
Yep.
It was basically him.
Is he playing Old School?
Yes.
Yes.
Good fucking movie, dude.
Yes.
Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank.
So,
Going streaking.
do you even want me to talk about Idiocracy? Well, I mean, we're talking about Mike Judge. We might as well.
Yeah.
It's like a future dystopia where everybody in the world is just a fucking idiot. I don't even remember what happened. I'm gonna have to watch it again. But it was like political and economical satire. And it came out maybe 10 years ago or something like that. And I see all the time online, people are just pulling from it like, oh my God, look at how like this actually ended up being real, like in the future, you know?
Yep. Nice.
But what about you, the regular TV that you watch? You do like superhero shows. You still watch the WB because they still have the Flash, the Arrow.
Dude, I'm really bummed that the Arrow's gonna be getting canceled this season, and I get it. Like
it's like confirmed. Is this the last season?
Yes, and it's dumbed down. So it's instead of like the 20,
what's the episode count?
10. Usually it's about 22, 23, I believe, for the season. So it's half a season. And
getting the real boot, dude.
They gave us the preview last season that the Arrow's gonna die, which is what it is. I watched the Flash, but I'll tell you what I just started like 2 days ago. DC Universe Swamp Thing.
That was the movie that came out, right? Universal Pictures came out with this huge proposition that to compete with Marvel.
Yep.
Can hear that sink dripping. I wonder if that's going to pick up on the phone.
That's all right.
Yeah. I'm listening to it. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude. Fuck this up already.
Oh,
anyways.
Right. That's if anybody listens to the first episode fully anyways.
Universal came out with this huge proposition where they're like, all right, to combat Marvel, we're going to come out with, like, we're going to re-release all of our old characters, right? So it was like Swamp Thing. Wasn't it like Wolfman? They were going to do, like, a Dracula remake, like, all these old, like, horror monsters, right?
I don't know.
Oh, all right. Well,
I'm not big on that.
That's what I heard, right? So they came. What was the movie that you were talking about?
Swamp Thing. It's a series, not a movie.
Okay, so I don't remember what the movie was that they came out with, but they came out with it and it bombed, and they were just like, "All right, never mind, we're not going to." Well,
I heard that about this season of Swamp Thing. They are canceling it after one season. And I was watching a YouTube video that was like reviewing it, yada yada, and it said that it's because it was like trouble on set and people didn't get along and this and that. And then I was talking with my buddy Joe the other day, and he was like, I heard that. He goes, but the reason is like how much money it cost to make. And I can only like imagine because like I think I'm 5 or 6 episodes in and like CGI.
How's the production quality? Does it look good?
Yeah, so like the CGI, the first couple opening scenes, like when like the vines and stuff, they do their thing. It's kind of, you can tell it's like, that's fake. But like the suit of the dude for Swamp Thing.
I mean, if you're into it, anything can sell you.
No, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
A lot of shows have like shitty production quality, and you're still like, I love it. You know.